I want to briefly acknowledge Representative Marcia Ranglin-Vassell, Representative Ramon Perez, Representative Anastasia Williams, Representative Julie Casimiro, who are also here. And we've got some senators as well, Senator Paul Jabour, Senator Harold Metz. Thank you so much for joining this effort. And I would be remiss to not mention that there are a number of reps who could not be here, but send their support and spirit, like Representative David Bennett, Representative Teresa Tanzi. This is a very large proportion of our caucus who are here, and I think that shows that this Fair Shot agenda has a lot of support and needs to be pushed forward. I want to introduce, and Representative Deb Falella, sorry about that. Representative Lorin Carson is going to talk about the next plank of our agenda. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Erin. I wanted to first say thanks to my colleagues here on the Fair Shot agenda for this year embracing issues that affect senior citizens. When I was walking for re-election 2 years ago in my district, a fair number of doors that I walked on were voters and residents who were over 50. And I had an aha moment walking down the street realizing that my constituents are senior citizens. And I became committed at that time to work during this session to raise issues for senior citizens, introduce legislation, and work for them. And that's why I'm really grateful to speak to this today. We know that about 14% of the population of Rhode Island are seniors. We know that 31% of those seniors live alone. We know that 31% of Rhode Islanders residents over 60 receive food stamps. And we know that compared to other states, Rhode Island is 34th for long-term care. Now, when we look at my district, the statistics are even worse. 14% of the population are seniors. 39% of the seniors are living alone, and 35% of the seniors residents in Newport, Rhode Island over 60 receive food stamps. There are several pieces of legislation that the Fair Shot agenda colleagues are looking at this year. The first one that we're looking at is an access to independence and choice. Seniors want to age in their homes. And this can be done by implementing a model of home care that has proven to work in states like Massachusetts and Minnesota and Washington, where seniors have more choice and independence. And that legislation is coming in the next few weeks. The second piece of legislation that we're watching is my own, which is H 7172, which would create a high-functioning interactive database that's centrally operated, that would coordinate systems of information, referral and options for counseling for all persons seeking long-term care, and it would be useful not only to seniors but to caregivers as well. And we're modeling that one after the Minnesota similar database. Another one that we're looking at is a bill that's introduced by my colleague, Representative Erin Berg, which is transparency and accountability and relief from big farm profiteering. We saw those cases in recent years where pharma costs have gone through the roof, and what Erin is hoping to do with his bill is to create more of a transparent process when pharmaceutical companies are raising the prices of the drugs in the state of Rhode Island. It's a real pocketbook issue for senior citizens. Another bill that we're looking at real closely is my colleague Deborah Jiros' bill, which is investing in senior citizens, which I'm co-sponsor of. And Deb has been working for several years to equalize the playing field for funding for senior citizen centers across the state. And we should note that the $400,000 that we requested in that piece of legislation is also in the governor's budget. And then the last bill that we're looking at is about to be introduced by my colleague, Representative Fogarty, and that bill would require that an issuer of long-term health care sold and marketing in this state shall notify their insurers 90 days in advance to the rate increase to their policies, and it would limit no plan increase being more than 10% increase in a year. So we have a few issues for seniors. I'm really thrilled to be up here speaking to them. I want the seniors to know that we young folks have not forgotten about them.
So thank you again so much for coming out over the course of this legislative session. We are going to be working together, coordinating, and having a strong collective voice to push for our families, for our young people, for our seniors, for a fair shot for every Rhode Islander to have a better life. Thanks again, and we look forward to fighting alongside all of you.